guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about my top 20 dramas of all times. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so today's video I'm going to be talking about my top 21 dramas that I love all times. Now all these most of them are on Viki or Kocawa. Some of them are also on YouTube. I'll mention which ones are on YouTube and which ones are on Viki. Most of them are, but I'll let you know just in case if you want to watch them. So let's get started. Number 1. Now I'm not gonna go from like 1 to 21, my least to my favorite one. I'm just gonna go from number to next number. That is it. There is no my favorite ones. I'm just gonna number off. So number one is Boys Over Flower. I don't know if it's the most recommended drama that everybody has to see once they're beginning their drama explore adventure. That was like the bestest drama I've ever seen. It also has a Japanese version and a Korean version. I have watched the Japanese version. It's a little alright, but the Korean drama is my best. And Lee Min-ho is, like, if I'm pronouncing that right, oh my god, that whole group is just amazing and I love it. It's about a girl who goes to a fancy school and she meets the F4 and then she puts an ice cream in his nose and she's like, what are you gonna do? And then he starts to fall in love with her, and it's such a love romance drama, so I definitely say that's one of my top ones. 2 is, I have my hit, Coffee Prince. Coffee Prince is, I have watched that show so many times over the years. It's about a girl who supports her family. She's like, and there's no male, there's no father in the family. So she's like a tomboy person. And then she meets a guy who opens up a coffee shop, but only boys can work there. So she dresses up as a boy and she meets the owner and they fall in love and they to make the restaurant even more better. So it's, you know, it's funny, it's great, and that it's a really good show. That is also on Viki as well. A lot of these are on Viki, by the way. I know I've said that like twice, but yeah. Number 3, The Descendants of Us. Now that is a romance, melodrama, and a medical drama. I have seen this show way too many times. It's so good. Especially the romance is really good at it. It's about two people who meet in a hospital and then they go on dates, but he's also a commander in the army. So he gets called off to work a lot these days, to get to work. And then they realize that the relationship can't work, but then he gets sent off to a place far away, and she actually goes there too, and then they meet again, and then they fall in love again. So it goes through their love again. And number 4 is Fainted to Love. Fainted to Love You. It's a romance drama, comedy, and melodrama. That one is based off a Taiwanese drama that was made a long time ago. It was okay. I still watched it, but you know, it wasn't, for me it wasn't that great to me. But then when the Korean drama came out for that one, I loved it. It's also got the actress who's also in the Last Empress, which I've talked about. If you guys want to check out that review, I will put the link in. I'll put the video down below. But she is a very innocent lady. She works at a company and she's called Poster Girl. And then she meets this guy on a trip that she goes to on a cruise, I believe, or a hotel. And they get really drunk at the hotel and they do it. And then she finds out she's pregnant, and then they go through this whole process, parenthood, and they kind of start to fall in love. And the guy, he's really funny as well. He cracks me up all the time, so I like that one too. Number 5, The Smile Has Left Your Eyes. Let me tell you, this one is pretty interesting. It is a romance novel. One is about 3 people. 2 of them are brother and sister, and the last person is a guy who has a really bad childhood. So he's got a bad side a little bit of a cocky, you know, mystery side to him. And then the sister doesn't want anything to do with him because she can kind of see he's a troublemaker, but she can't keep her distance. She keeps getting towards him and starts to really like him. And you know, she finds out about his dark side a little bit more, and then you know, there's struggles in the relationship, and there's a crime that the brother and the guy is also in. So number 6, Doctors. Now, Doctors it's a show that I've watched so many times. It's also because the lead actress, I love her. She is the best. It's about a young girl who has a really hard childhood, and she goes to school and she meets a teacher who tries to guide her through being a doctor. And then through a couple times, you know, something happens through high school, and then they separate, and then they come back as they're both doctors at a hospital. So they work together. They kind of show this kind of sweet, but I don't know. Number 7. This one is called Love 020. This is I believe it's Taiwanese drama, or it could be a Chinese drama. I can't remember which. But this one is about 2 people who are actually in school. And the girl Love wants to be a computer designer, and she's also in a game of role play, and she gets dumped by her role play husband, and then she gets married into the top, you know, the genius top #1 gamer, and they get married, and then they actually meet in person at school, and then they kind of build together a love relationship, and she helps them guide along with this game that he's making for his company. So it's a lot of love, but also a lot of game in it, which I kind of like as well. I can never know what that game is called because it looks really good to play. It kind of reminds me of League of Legends. So I still don't know what that game is, and I just want to know what that game is every time I watch it. So number 8. This one is called, I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry. My Korean is so bad, but I think it's Gunyong. It's a love story. It's got comedy, romance, and science fiction and fantasy. So this is about a crown prince who needs to get married, and the person that he wants to get married doesn't want to marry. She wants to go forward with her ballerina career. So she's like, no, I'm good. I'm not gonna be part of this. But then he marries a commoner girl, and so they show the relationship through that. But then the girl who's on her ballerina career, she decides that she wants him back. So there's a big love triangle in this movie. It's a very big love triangle movie. I always watch it here and there. It's just, you know, it's a good old show. Number 9. This is one of my favorite. This is like one of my favorite ones that I keep on watching constantly. This is called It Started With a Kiss. This show I have watched so much. It's about 2 people, of course, and it's a romance, and it's comedy, and it's cute. It's very, very cute. There's a lot of kissing involved, as it says in the title. But there's this girl. She has the courage to go up to a guy who's the top. He's the hot guy in high school, and she has the courage to confess her feelings to him. But of course, she gets rejected, and the girl's really bubbly and naive, and she's just bouncy. And he rejects her in the first time. But then there's an earthquake happens, and and her father is good friends with his father, so they and an earthquake happens and they live together. So they show their little quirkiness through you know, living together, and also her being jealous of a girl who's more smarter than her, and you know, there's a lot of love stuff in this show. There's also a season 2 which they kissed again, and that has a lot of kissing. I feel like the second season has a lot more kissing than the first season. If you want a lot of kissing, that's the show you need to see. I believe it's a Taiwanese drama. I hope I'm saying that just thing right, because if not, I'm so sorry. Number 10. This show is something, it's really good actually. It's not, it's good. I'll just say it's not really good, but it's good. It's one of my top, obviously. But this one is about a cocky detective who is also the main character is in the movie Ninja Assassin. His name is Rain. That's what his name is, and he literally just finished that movie in 2010, and then he got back to Korea and did this film, the Fugitive Plan B, and oh god, he's such a cocky not cocky, but yeah, he's a cocky detective. He's a very cocky detective. He knows what to do. He knows what's happening. But he meets a girl that, you know, she wants to figure out who's been trying to hunt her down and kill her, and so he helps her in his cocky way sometimes, and she doesn't really like him at first, but then they kind of grow together. They kind of find out mysteries and, you know, things that nobody else found. It's really funny. Not so much love in there, but it's more of I feel like it's a love, very much of a comedy love than a love side of the show, if you know what that means. Number 11. This one is called I Miss You 200%. This is, I believe, a Philippines one, but it's about two people who are arranged to get married. So we and the other families say like, hey, let's put our children together and get them married. So they do that, but the couple lives two different lives. The guy lost his fiance in an accident, so he's kind of on edge about loving again, and the girl on the other side of the family, she's spoiled rotten. She's a really big spoiled rotten person. Now, it is cheesy a little bit here because she's just the character. The girl is just, she's spoiled. She doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't want to be the lovable wife that he wants her to be. So it's a little bit cheesy here and there. It's like, I would feel like for me, I really enjoyed the show after a couple things happened. So it's like in the middle to kind of end where I feel like where it gets really good. So you're just gonna have to, like, if you're gonna watch this one, yeah, there will be some kind of, you know, skip or like kind of boring parts, so just be aware of that. But it's still a good show. It was on Viki, but it's also on YouTube, so if you want to watch that, you can search it in YouTube, because this one's not on Viki or Koa, because I guess it's not acceptable for the United States or whatnot, but maybe in your guys's. Number 12. Now here's another one. This one is called The King Two Hearts. This is with the actor who's in the Descendants of the Sun, and the other person, she is in another drama that I care. Oh, she's in Secret Garden. That's right. She's in Secret Garden. So they are a pair. The girl's secret agent, not a secret agent, but she's an agent for North Korea, and the guy's the King Prince of South Korea. So they collaborate together in a joint military collaboration, because he's also in the army, is in the military as well as you guys. But then unfortunately his brothers died in a murder. Together they get married and they try to figure out how his brother got murdered, trying to stop the person who has murdered the prince's brother. So that goes through a whole process of that, and it's a very interesting show because the bad guys in that show are very unique and interesting, and it kind of keeps you motivated. Yes, there's a little bit of the cheesy parts, but I still like it. I mean, it's still one of the shows that I really watch a lot. Number 13, this one is called A Gentleman's Dignity. So A Gentleman's Dignity, a romantic melodrama from about 4 men in their 40s who have experienced life's ups and downs, success and failures, and are upraised by whatever the world throws at them as they go through the second prime of their life. So they're 4 guys, they're really, really close friends. They have their hardships, they have their ups and downs, and then they all meet 4 girls. So they go through, the show goes through each couple. It's a very funny drama. So if you want to laugh and just, you know, have a little bit of a cheesy, funny drama, that's a very good one. 14. This one is also one of my top favorite ones that I also watch a lot. Is called The Glass Mask. Unfortunately, this one is not on Viki or Kocawa. I'm not really sure where you can find this one, but I'll have to check it out. But this is about 2 twin girls who live a different life. One is poor, one is rich. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say which. One has a really good life, but the other doesn't. And then for some, can't remember, they flip-flop. So, let me tell you, this drama is one of those dramas that is a cliffhanger. It has very good cliffhangers, but it's also a little bit cheesy here and there. There's some episodes just stretch out, which is kind of, you know, boring status. There's one nice sister and there's one mean sister. Now the mean sister, I'm gonna have to say, she's something that I don't want to, you know, if she messed with me, she would, you know, get her hair pulled and everything like that. But definitely intense moments that you're like, oh no, or like shocking moments that happens in the drama. It drags a little bit here and there, so if you want to just like kind of skip through it a little bit here and there, you could. You're not gonna really miss much for that one. Number 15. Now this one is also one of the ones that I constantly watch all the time. It's called The Great Doctor. Now Lee Min-ho is in it. I'm really sorry if I say this wrong, but he's also the main leader in Boys Over Flower and City Hunter. He is a warrior in the way back years in South Korea, and he's with the king and the queen, and they get sabotaged, so they're kind of, and the queen gets hurt, so he has to go and find somebody who can help the queen because she got wounded. And then he gets off to the magical portal and he gets taken to the 21st century, and then he meets a doctor who is a plastic surgeon, and he takes her back to his land and makes her perform surgery on the queen. But unfortunately the portal closed, so she has to stay in that era, but he promised her that he will take her back. And it's, you know, she goes through this whole process, you know, through back in the day aura, and you know, she sticks with him sometimes and sometimes not, but then they kind of realize that they love each other. They show it in a way, but they kind of don't show it in a way, so it's kind of like a little bit of secretive, but then they kind of really show it, but then they kind of don't. And it's action, it's adventurous, it's romance, a little bit of mystery here. The bad guys are or so, but it's a really good ride. Definitely suggest it. Number 16. This one is called Chongboo is Here. Oh, I said that pretty good. It's the same thing. It's kind of like the same thing as Glass Mask. So there's 2 girls who, one has a good life, one of them has a bad life. They both they switches babies. They also fall in love with two brothers who are related. And then there's like drama, revenge, sadness, crying, anger through this whole drama. Bad sister in this, she takes it extreme. Like it's kind of like The Last Empress. It's not up there, but it's up there. She is mean, you guys. Like, if I had a sister like that, I'd be like, you are not my sister. Like, we're done. And she like hides everything. She's just like, doesn't want to tell the truth. She doesn't, you know, she will push to the limit to get what she wants, no matter what the consequences are. Like, she is extreme. Number 17 is Autumn's Concerto. Autumn's Concerto. Sorry, I can't seem to talk right now. Taiwanese. It's a Taiwanese drama, and this one has always been a very constant one that I always watch. It was my first Taiwanese drama that I watched, and it's always been with me ever since because it was such a great show. I don't know why it's about two people, a guy and a girl, and the guy lives, he's rich, he's spoiled, you know, he's got the world under his feet, he's good. But the girl is so poor and she has to help her mom do all these things. Her mom's living with a guy who's a bastard. They meet at his high school where she's working at the cafe, and then he falls in love with her, and there's some ups and downs in this relationship because the mom doesn't like her, and you know, they have a hard time with their love. And they also found out that, you know, he has a brain tumor in his brain, so they go through some hardships with that. And it's always been one of my bestest Taiwanese dramas. I always watch it all the time. It's on Viki. I really, you guys, suggest to watch that one. One of my favorite ones because it was my first Taiwanese drama that I watched back in high school. So definitely check that one out. For me, at least. For me. And then tell me what you think about it because I want to know what you guys think as well. Number 18 is called A Man Called God. I have watched this show over 100 times because it's just so good, and the guy in it's really hot. But it's about a guy who his parents gets murdered, and then he gets sent off as a child. He gets adopted, and then he grows up to work as the secret agent for the president, and he gets all macho, you know, knows how to kick butt and everything like that. And then he comes back to Korea, and he wants to get his revenge for his parents. Now, when it comes to A Man Called God, in the photo, it's like ridiculous. I'll put it right here. But he's got 3 ladies around him. One lady is part of his team to help him get revenge for his family. The other one is the people who murdered his family. So he kind of works with her to get some information out. The third one, she's just a reporter, and they just kind of get mingled in together. Three girls who fall in love with this guy. I kind of wish there was a more romance between the reporter girl and him because I really like that pair. Don't like the other girls. Don't like them at all. They can just go bye-byes. So one of my top movies that I always watch. It was also on Netflix, by the way, which was very interesting. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it was about, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago that I saw it, and it was on Netflix. So check it out. I definitely check it out. And tell me what you think about that one too. Let me know. Number 19. Now this show ended about I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, I want to say. But this is called The Legend of Foo Young. It is a Chinese version? Let me check here. Yes, it is a Chinese version. Yes, I had to make sure it was a Chinese version. Here's what it says. Only she can restore peace to the land. Manga Foo Young is a young woman who is born out of divine lotus petal. She masters invisible fighting technique at the age of 16. And then embarks on a journey to collect secret talisman from 5 kingdoms that will gain her entry into a sacred land called the Firmament. On her journey, Foo Young falls in love with the crown prince, who helps her to fight the powerful political forces along the way. Can Foo Young, with the help of her friends, unravel the dangerous country originating from the heavens and restore peace to the... She doesn't know the prince until like maybe the 30th episode. Very long movie show, but it's got a lot of action. There's a lot of touching and smooching and cocky love in this show. And that's why I loved it, because like the prince was very cocky around her, you know. He would always mess with her, and that was what I liked about this show. And she wants to fall in love with him, but she knows she can't, so she kind of keeps her distance, but he really, really wants to be with her, so he kind of like messes with her here and there. There's a lot of scenes with fighting and love. Number 20. This one is called Love Me If You Dare. This is definitely a crime and mystery drama. So if you love crime and mystery, this is the one for you. This is about a guy whose name is Simon, and he has the ability to think like a crime person. He hires an assistant, and she works with him with his crimes. And then each crime, there's a clue to the biggest crime that's happening. So the big criminal leads some clues to the big crime that he wants to lead him to. So it goes through a whole process of that. The assistant falls in love with him. Very big crime and mystery romance drama. So if you're into crime, that is definitely one for you. It's also on Viki. So yeah. Alright. Moving on. 21 is The Prince of Lanling. Now, the girl in this drama, she is in the drama It Started With a Kiss. She is a very bubbly girl. She meets the prince. He's like the god of war. He's like one of the top handsomest men in Chinese history. So they fall in love, and there's some very much ups and downs in their relationship. It's long, which is great, but I watched it, and unfortunately it's not on Viki as well. And Kocawa, it was on Drama Forever, which I'm so sad that app is gone. It has so many good shows. Ugh. But I'll have to find out where that one is so you guys can watch it. And there you have it, you guys. Those are my top 21 favorite dramas of all times. If you guys have a good drama, put your favorite drama down below. Tell me if any of the dramas that I said are your favorite. Let me know what you think when it comes to any of these dramas. If you have any questions about any of these dramas that you want me to review on and talk to you more about, put your comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscription button to know when I get a video, and don't forget to hit that bell button to get notifications whenever I upload a video. And also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, you guys. Alright guys, I will see you next time, and enjoy your day. Have a good night, have a good morning, and I'll see you soon. Peace